To bring you up to date on today's mass shooting at a Minneapolis Catholic school. It happened first thing this morning. School had been in session for 3 days. An 8 and 10-year-old were shot and killed, 17 others injured. The gunman then turned the gun on himself. He's just been identified. He's only in his 20s. Police say that this is a well thought out, planned attack, that he walked up and shot through the windows of the sanctuary as mass was going on, aiming at the children. It's just absolutely heartbreaking. And, you know, you see the national coverage of this and we think about it and we think, well, here we go again.
Yeah.
Here we go again. It's the latest.
There's just no words for it. There's no words to describe the terror and the assault and things like that. And people say, what about law enforcement? What are you doing for things like that? Those are things, unless we have information from other people and or history on somebody, we don't know. We respond. And it's just like I'll go back to a traffic stop. If an officer is shot at, he is reacting to somebody's actions, which makes our reactions slower. But somebody that is determined to do something like that, they're going to at least do something. And then, as you said, then he took his own life, which, as far as I'm concerned, he's a coward. But with that said, it's just nobody thinks it's going to happen to their community, and that's why we have to keep a vigil on it.
Yeah, this guy did not have a criminal history of any. They can't find a lengthy criminal history. We don't know any of the details just yet.
Yeah.
You know, it's a terrible, as the sheriff said, terrible, horrific, senseless tragedy. But, it also, I think Tom makes a good point. Unless you have some intel, you can't predict where something like this is going to happen. But that reminds me, and Sheriff Spangler did a great job when we had the epidemic of school shooting hoaxes and threats. This sheriff's office came out and said, hey, parents and kids, we're going to treat this seriously. It's a felony because you got to evacuate the schools. So just know, when you see the corollary between jokes, pranks, threats, and you see the reaction, which is excellent here in Knox County, that's the reason. Would you agree?
Yes, totally.
When you look at the profiles of some of these people, and granted, we don't know anything about this guy as yet, other than in his early 20s, according to the police chief, did not have an extensive known criminal history, as I said, acted alone. They did not release any other information. Where do you start with that? What happens next in the investigation? I would think you'd try to find his car.
Oh yeah. Well, you want to know where he lives, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much where you'll start. And then that'll lead you back to that vehicle and what have you. But there'll be an extensive investigation that's going to start. I'm sure it's already started by now. Yeah. But yeah, they're going to look into everything. They're going to turn every stone over just to find out what his motive, if there was a motive, or did he have a mental health issue, whatever it may be.
Going back to what you said, Greg, I remember that news conference and your face when you said, we're not messing around. We are not doing this.
I was a little upset.
Well, rightfully so. And I think parents reacted to that and said, listen, he's not taking this lightly at all. We've had threats. At the hoaxes at UT Chattanooga, other university campuses, and now the real thing happens. Reiterate that message to people who are watching right now.
You make a threat like that, a false statement, we're coming after you. We're not playing games with this anymore. When you put all the lives of the kids that are in our schools, when you put them in danger, you put the officers that are responding in danger. There's so much going on. We're not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm going to make sure that, and we've gotten with the juvenile judge, we're going to bring you in. We're going to take you to juvenile, and whatever happens, happens. But parents, if we could do something with you, especially if you knew something and you didn't let us know, then obviously I know you want to protect your child, but yeah, we're serious about it.
that level of accountability.
They
as
are,
well.
and you know, and the juvenile court here does an excellent job of vetting and finding out what was said in jest and what was
Yes.
a danger. So it is a very workable process that the system works with counseling, risk assessments to determine what's in the best interest of the child. But you know, when all these issues come together, thing that really places people in tremendous danger is swatting, where you see people, and I won't mention the name of one of my good friends, it's an elected official, that got swatted, where they make false 911 emergency calls, and you roll up all these law enforcement people, fake bomb threats at UT, you know, someone is going to get hurt.
Absolutely.
Because you guys show up in guns and you think there's a situation that's not there. The innocent homeowner has no idea what the noise and the ruckus is outside. But that's another situation that, you know, when we see these school shooting tragedies, they're horrific, they're senseless. But you know, those are dealt with severely. But, you know, the people that do the hoaxes, the swatting is something that you just need to realize legally there is a significant amount of enforcement, accountability, and these are reasons why.
Yes.
And you'll be found.
Yes.
Yes.
Most definitely.